Okay, so after that, after the chest, oh no, when I was standing in line for the chest X-ray, one time, like someone that was, right when I walked into the room, because you can't really see in the room when you're first walking in, but you can hear. So when I'm first walking into the room, I hear someone yelling, "Hey, can someone get me a screwdriver? Hey, can someone get me a hammer?" I'm like, what the heck is going on? But he was in a little gazebo part, so we couldn't really see him. And he was kind of on the floor. So anyway, once I went into the room and got my chest X-ray, and you come out and you're free to be seated anywhere, unless you're going to the gay tank. ah, that time I told them that I was not gay because I knew I wanted to watch TV in that room. Like, I don't want to get stuck back in the gay tank because the gay tank is nothing. It's like in the back. You can't see the TVs. It's in its own little cubicle that opens up and closes. It's like a double wide cell, right? And it's just, concrete walls, a telephone, and two toilets at the end. And it's like a bench on this side, bench on this side. So it's a bunch of queers in there. They're sitting on the benches looking at each other because there's way too many people in there for anyone to lie down. Unless you want to lie down on the floor. In that case, you'll need that roll of toilet paper for your head. So it's a bunch of queers and a bunch of drag queens. However, okay, so I keep going off on tangents. But finding a phone that works in there, you get your call. They say, yeah, you get a call. Once you're inside the jail, you'll get all the calls you want. Well, most of the phones in there are broken, and like there's directions on the wall on how to use them, but you first got to find one that works, and then obviously it's a collect call, so you got to push the right button. You got to look at the wall and push the right button for the collect call, and then you have to know the number, and then boop, and then it's like then the person has to answer. It can't be a machine. They have to answer. So it would like if I would call like a couple times I called my parents when I was in there. That time I called my parents and anyway their machine answers first because they don't want to get it. It says, "Oh, this person is," and on the recording it says, "This person, you're getting a call from an inmate at the L.A. County Central Jail, and it is a collect call. Would you like to accept the charges?" It's like, well, so I had to call back again. But you got to follow all your hang up, and follow all the numbers and push the buttons. Hopefully it works. Meanwhile, there's a line behind you. Not that day. Not that day was no doubt. So anyway, there was actually a tranny in there, and she heard me call my parents and asked for them to bail me out. And I'm like, oh, I'm really sorry, but I'm in jail. But I was hoping you could bail me out. And I'm gonna make this up to you. I just can't stand it anymore. But yeah, it wasn't. Well, apparently, whatever I said, um, I made her cry. She said, "Oh my God," she was like, "Oh God, that was so sad." Oh. Anyway, months later, maybe a year later, I always wondered what happened to her because I never saw her again after that day. And she lived in San Pedro, and she was the girl, the girlfriend of this other guy that I would party with sometimes. So I'd see her, and I don't think she was in on it. Yeah, a tranny would never be in on that secret society that was after me. But because that boyfriend ended up dumping her, and she had no idea why. She had no idea why, and it really was not her because he ended up with a boyfriend, not a trans, a boyfriend. That's why he dumped her. So it's kind of sad because she never figured out why he dumped her, you know? So I digress, going back to the guy in the little gazebo area. So I come out of the getting my x-ray done, and I can see he's completely naked, and he is like he's asking for a hammer or a screwdriver because he's like pulling on his handcuffs. And he's like trying to like break free. He's completely naked and he's kind of sweaty and he's like, he was older than me at the time, but probably younger than me now. So maybe he was 50 and kind of skinny guy. Uh, Weird. Obviously, very weird. So anyway, I went to go find a seat, and I told him I wasn't gay that time, so I got to sit and watch the movie. And I was kind of bored. I couldn't really find anything that I wanted to watch, but whatever. So he keeps going on, and he like wants the guard. He wants to get his way. He wants the guard to pay attention to him and release him somehow. Like I said, you think you could do something or anything to get the guards to change their mind and say, hey, you know what? Oh, okay, you know what? We didn't realize that. With that information, you can go free now. That's what I thought might happen in my head. But so I think that's what he wanted as well. And then when you don't get that, you go to more drastic measures, right? So he shit. Right there where he was, he shit. And then, of course, everyone else is going, ew, ew. And then, like, he sat down in his shit. And then everyone was like, ew, ew, ew. And then I had to get up from my chair and I went to like one of these back rooms because I didn't really want to see that. I felt sorry for the guy. And like right when I did that, they're like, "Okay, everyone up, everybody go to the back room," because it's like kind of a room. It can fit everybody. It's kind of a big room in the back, I guess, for overflow. You don't really go in there unless you're told to or you want to be alone. Um, and it has like a few benches and a couple phones and a couple toilets, and that's it. So they made everybody go back there that time. And then they made us stay there all night. I couldn't believe it. We couldn't even come out all night because of him. And while I was in there, it was so funny. At least I got a bench. And I had a roll of toilet paper too. So I was styling. And then I fell asleep and I woke up and my glasses are gone. And it was kind of glasses similar to these. Um, and I was like looking, and of course, when you're missing your glasses and you're looking for them, you can't see because you don't have your glasses. And so I'm like looking, looking, looking. And then I was like looking over at this other guy on the floor. And I'm like, dude, the glasses he's wearing look like mine. I'm like, surely he's not wearing my glasses. So I was like, I really wanted to be able to see. So I was like, fuck it, let me just go approach this guy. It was another white guy, kind of maybe about my age, but he had kind of long hair, like one of those hippie types. And so I asked, hey, are those your glasses? He's like, no, I found them. Here, are they yours? I'm like, oh, hello, did you just see me looking everywhere? You're an idiot. So anyway, that was the excitement that day in 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 the little gazebo. It's almost like an amphitheater type place because you got the seats going different directions. So so yeah, one of the ladies called me out that day. She was like, "Oh no, you're gay. I remember you from a few weeks ago. You're gay." I'm like, "Gee, thanks." And so, but it was about the same time that we were finally going up to our cell, which was like, you're in there, you're in that main room for over 24 hours. So when they say he's still in the being processed, being medically cleared, he was right. You are still being medically cleared uh, for a long time. It could be like 24 hours to, it could be, I was there all weekend for crying out loud. But another time I was getting mad because like it was taking forever for me to see go into the doctor's office. And I was there a long, long time. And, like people that came after me were getting called in there first. And so I was getting mad and wanted to go ask. And they're not taking any questions. So I was pissed because I thought everybody was after me in the first place, and then everybody is going in there before me. I'm like, these people are in on it. So I was like, I'm suicidal. Sure enough, I was. That's the time I was whipped up and placed in that suicide gown and put in that closely supervised chair. I don't think I got my suicide gown right away. That didn't come till later. They brought one in for me. So yeah, eventually you'll go in and see. That's where you get processed, and you watch TV, and you'll get called in. So if you're in the gay tank, this one time when I was in there, I think it was the very last time when I was in the gay tank. It was actually fun because it was well, they left us in there all night, and so it was like eight. It kind of there was only eight of us maybe, and a couple people would really keep them to themselves, which was what I was going to do. But one of the guys in there was super funny, and I was laughing at some of his jokes, and so that kind of got me into it. And so we're like having a great time, and we're like cutting up all night. And then someone would get called in to the room, and then someone would take his place on the bench, fall asleep, and then you get back, and your place is taken. You're like, oh, where am I going to sit now? But then someone else gets called in, so you take that because when you get called in, you're gone for like probably an hour. You're gone for a long time. So another time in there, I think it was one of the times where they didn't know I was gay. Because I remember I was like sitting there watching the movie, and like heard all this commotion, and we're with like all the nurses, the ones that you're telling them all your meds and stuff, and most of them are Filipino. I was like, wow, they really hit rock bottom looking for jobs. These Filipino nurses. So anyway, there's a big commotion, and someone like was like causing a ruckus in there, tried to trash the place, but you get escorted out quickly when you do that. And he was whisked away. Oh, okay. So one time, the time where the crazy guy was there, it was he pooped, and then he ended up sliding around in his poop. That's when everybody got grossed out, and then whisked him away. And he came back. By the time morning came around, he was back, and he was like in one of these, little chairs. It's like a wrap like this. It was like one of those chairs, like if you're handicapped and you need to go down, you're getting on a plane, and you need to get to your seat, and they put you in that weird chair. Well, it's almost like that. It was like that size of a chair. And it's kind of like in a reclined position too, and your arms are like this, and your feet are there, and so you're wearing a gown. He was subdued. They gave him some drugs. He was finally subdued, but we saw him and another guy making a ruckus. So once I was finally leaving, once like all you've been cleared, everybody's been cleared, and then you have to wait in the tank or you're watching TV. Little do you know that everyone in that whole area has to be cleared before they will move you out to the next station, right? So the next station is um, just waiting in these holding cells. And one time when I was saying I was straight, because if you're gay, you're already in the holding cell. You're in the gay G tank. And so, like, I said I was straight, and then they're like, they want to sort you by ethnicity, right? And so they're like, okay, any Asians, Asians, and they had a couple other things. They said Japanese, Koreans. I'm like, oh, nope, keep going. Okay, any Chicanos, any Mexicans, any Guatemalans? You're in the next one. That's not me either. So we're like going down. Okay, everybody else in this one. So I'm like, start to go in. And I look behind me, and it's like a bunch of black guys. I was the only white one there. But they never said there was one for white people. So I'm like, going in the tank. And she's like, wait a minute, not you. You don't belong in this one. And one of the guys went back. He said, hey, he was going to go in. Let him go in. Like I said, I was not really thinking about, oh shit, I'm in jail. Um, I'm in jail. It sucks. And, I'm not really thinking about anything else besides I'm in jail and it sucks. I'm not thinking about, hey, I'm in a line with, 14 black guys. Plus, I didn't even really care that I was in a line. I was like, okay. And then she's like, that's what she says. I remember you from last time. Shouldn't you be in the G tank? I'm like, I guess. And then she goes and puts me in there. And they have you wait in there, wait in there. And then finally you get called up to your temporary housing. You might get permanent, you might get temporary. They just have to find a bed for you. Uh, if I was going to the gay dorm, they have to put me in like a separate room first till a bed in the gay dorm opens up. And so you might spend a couple days in a different place before you go up to the gay dorm. So anyway, the different cells that they have there, there's like lots of different kinds, and there's lots of different areas of that jail, and it's very confusing. There's hallways going this way, that way, every way. There's really long escalators that you'll have to get up, go up, and it's very windy in there, and so it's kind of woo, woo. I was wearing a suicide gown. Okay, oh, the suicide gown. So they finally bring me the suicide gown, and it's like me and this other guy have to get into these suicide gowns at the time, and one is brand new, and the other one is older, right? The gowns. So I'm like, oh, I'll take the brand new one. Yeah, bad idea because it's like one of those. If you're moving and you have the moving van, and then they have the blankets on the side of the moving van, it's that type of blanket, and they just cut it and make it a little gown out of it, and then you put it on, and so it was very stiff. And so I'm like walking around very stiff. And I don't even know if I had my underwear on, honestly. They don't let you wear many clothes. Nothing that you could strangle. I don't think I did have my underwear. They took the underwear away. Because obviously you could strangle yourself with the underwear. So you just get the suicide gown and like it comes with a Velcro strap. I don't know. I can't remember how it sealed up. You just pushed it. That's right. It had Velcro on the gown and you pushed it to the other Velcro. And so you're like walking around. There was no cinching the belt or anything. So yeah, and okay, so if you're in the suicide gown, you don't get a mattress in your cell either. You because you can try to smother yourself under the mattress, I guess. So here I am in this. I got my own cell because that was the time I tested positive for COVID, and then like, oh, you're going to be in the COVID unit, and you're going to have extra care over there, and it's going to, you're going to be extra attention. I was picturing, oh, maybe a plush bed, like a monitor, maybe a TV, my own little personal room. No, you are just in a regular cell, and the guard walks by every 15 minutes instead of every 30 minutes. That's your extra observation. That's all you get. And so, anyway, then you finally get to your regular cell, and there's been several different locations that I've been in the jail, and I think I'm going to save those for the next video. So hopefully like and subscribe this video, and over and out. We'll see you next time.